Have you ever heard of the firefighter Aleksandr Lelevich? What about Vasily Ignatenko, Alexei Ananenko, or Valery Bezbolov? If these names don't ring a bell, you're not alone. But their stories are some of the most heroic you'll ever encounter, and there's a reason they were kept in the shadows for so long. Let's rewind to April 1986, to the Chernobyl disaster. Right after the explosion, a team of firefighters, including Lelevich and Ignatenko, rushed to the scene. They battled the inferno on the reactor roof, completely unaware of the lethal radiation they were absorbing. Their bravery prevented an even bigger catastrophe. Just days later, Ananenko and Bezbolov, along with Boris Baranov, volunteered for a suicide mission. They waded through radioactive water in the dark basement of the power plant to drain the bubbler pools, preventing a second, more powerful steam explosion that could have rendered a huge part of Europe uninhabitable. These were acts of incredible self-sacrifice. So why weren't these men celebrated as national heroes in the Soviet Union? The answer is simple. The Soviet government couldn't afford to. Admitting the scale of the disaster and the heroism required to contain it would have meant admitting their own failure. They had built a flawed reactor and mishandled the crisis. Celebrating these men would have drawn attention to the very catastrophe they were trying to downplay. The official narrative was one of control and competence. The state was the hero, not individuals. Individual heroism suggested that the system had failed and needed ordinary people to save it. So, the stories of these real heroes were suppressed, their names buried in classified reports. They were treated in secret hospitals, and their families were often left in the dark. It was a deliberate act of historical revisionism, sacrificing the truth to protect the state's image. It was until the Soviet Union collapsed and archives were opened that their full stories began to emerge. Thanks to journalists, historians, and series like HBO's Chernobyl, names like Lelevich and Ananenko are finally getting the recognition they deserve. Their legacy is a powerful reminder that true heroes often work in the shadows, and that their courage should never be forgotten, no matter how hard governments try to hide it. If you'd like to listen to the full story, please visit our channel. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as compelling as I did, make sure to like and subscribe for more hidden histories. See you next time.